Yo, this is me. So, welcome to my first YouTube video, which is a tutorial on how to make a character in Blender, completely in Blender. A little bit of background on myself. I am a 3D artist and I have been making 3D characters in this style for like 2 years now. Like here, and recently here. Ooh, cool, right? So I'm going to teach you how to make this cat today that I have made recently. The first part will be about the modeling of the cat and how to get the actual shape out. After that I'm going to go into the texture painting, then even the rigging because you have to pose it and even animate it if you want. But mostly in the first video I'm going to talk about the what do you name? Topology, yeah, that one, and then everything else will be on the next parts of this series. So yeah, if you're excited, let's go. Sorry, this doesn't work all the time. Right there. Ooh, magic of editing. So if this is your first time using Blender, please know that this is not a complete beginner tutorial. Although most of the stuff here are really easy to handle and grasp, I suggest that you go and watch Godfather Guru's Donut tutorial series first. Why? Well, it says it right here in the Blender scripture. When you embark on your Blender journey, you may always start with Blender Guru's Donut tutorial series, otherwise your whole career will plummet down to hell. See? Jokes aside, his tutorial series is really good and there is a reason why people always suggest you to start with his tutorials. Even I started with that tutorial series. And hey, I might not be as good as him in photorealism, but I am trying something different. So go there, watch that, and then after you finish that series, you can come back here. Maybe this series will also end by the time you do that, and that will be great. You can just binge it. Because this is going to take a while. I'm also doing these animations as well, and yeah, probably wasn't the best idea. So with that out of the way, let's get started. So first I import the modeling sheet by pressing Shift A, going to Image, Reference, then selecting the modeling sheet. After the modeling sheet is in, I position it so that the X-axis line goes roughly through the middle of the model. Then I jump to the modeling tab by clicking here and splitting it up so that I can see the model on the left while modeling on the right. Then I start modeling. I start from the nose and then go around the eyes. I use the mirror modifier so that I only have to make half the model and then the other half will automatically be made. So as I am modeling the head, you can see my process and how I sort of block out the shape of the head. The advice I would give you here is that you don't need to keep the model exactly 1-to-1 to the reference sheet. Do see how it looks in the 3D space because ultimately it is going to be in the 3D space, so don't get too bogged down looking at the reference and actually check by rotating around your model. And don't be afraid to make changes even after you think that one part of the model is done. You will always need to go back and check if that part still fits with the whole model, and if it doesn't, you will have to change it. And remember, it is never too late to make changes. Unless there's a deadline, of course, and then it's literally too late to make changes. After the modeling of the head is looking sort of okay, I move on to the next part, the body. First I start with a cube and then subdivide it to make it ready for sculpting. Then I sculpt the shape of the body out roughly. I mostly use 3 kinds of brushes for this part: the snake hook brush, the inflate brush, and the smooth brush. You can see here I use which brush to make which part of the body. Basically the point of this part is to get the rough shape out quickly for the retopologizing. So after the sculpting is done, I start retopologizing the character with a very well-known technique. It is to use the shrink wrap modifier, as you can see I am doing here. Maybe this doesn't explain it very well. Hold on a minute. This is better for explaining this. So I basically have a sculpt here and I'm going to show you how I use the shrink wrap modifier to make this have less poly count. It is so easy. This is basically what I'm doing right here. The advice I can give you here is to keep the actual mesh close to the sculpt so it retopos better, and also to turn on in front and back face culling to see it more properly. After that is done, I apply the shrink wrap modifier and then get some vertices to be at the right place. I also add some extra loops around the joints so that it moves better when it's rigged. And finally making the neck and going back to the head to reshape it a bit. Then I start modeling the hat. Nothing too much to say here, just normal modeling techniques to get the shape out, so I will let you enjoy this with some music. So now that is done, I go back to the head to get the eyes actually inside the head where they should be. Also, this is where I reshape the eyes to make it appear more round. Next is the outfit. I start with the cloth around the cat's neck and torso, and this is also just normal modeling here. So let me give you some tips on modeling. If you are using proportional editing and you do not want some parts of the model to be affected, then just select it and then hide it by pressing H. After you make your changes, then you can press Alt H to unhide them and they will be exactly the same as they were before. So now I will let you enjoy me modeling this outfit a bit with the music again. So now that the outfit modeling is done, I can give you some advice. You should apply the mirror modifier and make the model unsymmetrical a bit. Trust me, when you look at it, it will look a lot better. So now we go to the ears, and ear modeling is a bit tricky, but it does not have to be. Just look, even I can do it. Not the best, yeah, but it is pretty good. Just look at how I do it and copy it, you should be fine. Yeah, really, I don't have any advice here. I just made it how I looked at it. So just copy it. After this, I go back to the eyes and model the pupils out, and I only model the pupil and the highlights. You will understand why this is when the texture painting part comes. Next, I model the whiskers, which are so straightforward I don't think I need to even sew it, but I will anyway. After they are done, I do the nose, mouth, eyebrow, and finish the eyes. And then the modeling is done. See, it is easy. Okay, maybe not that easy now that I look at it. Thinking about it, this is not even a tutorial. This is more like me blabbing about my process here, about how I made this cat. Well, what is done is done. Hopefully you still learned something from this video. And hey, if you found any problems in this video at all, which I am pretty sure there are plenty, do let me know, because I am here to improve after all. So yeah, see you in the next part. Bye.